Russian football fans aren't used to feeling good about their national team. Written offers no hope as before the tournament began. The lowest ranked side at the finals qualified for the knockout rounds after two convincing, if unexpected, wins. A last 16 game against Spain now awaits. Many Russians first play football on a pitch known as a korobka. When translated into English, it means box. And this sort of caged playing space is squeezed into small urban spaces all over the country.
This thing is, for me, is honestly raw democracy, because everyone is welcome. When you come in here, you're equal to everyone else. It's only you and what you show, what you do. It doesn't really matter which is your gender, which is your nationality, which is your, like, if you're Russian, if you're Uzbekistan, doesn't really matter. All you do is, like, you play soccer.
Pavel says a handful of players he's met in Moscow have been given trials with professional teams, but many talented players don't make it.
I don't believe like there's no great players. I don't believe that. I feel like I met a lot of those, but they are not playing professionally. So I hope the system will be a little bit better, so those people will get the chance to play professionally.
3 years ago, Russian football introduced new rules aimed at increasing opportunities for young players. Top clubs were told they had to have at least 5 Russian players in their lineup in an effort to reduce the reliance on foreign imports.
But instead of investing in academies, clubs have found themselves paying inflated wages to mediocre but in-demand Russian players who no longer have the motivation to test themselves abroad. The head of player development for Russian champions Lokomotiv Moscow has experienced the failings of the rules at first hand, but he hopes this World Cup will be a turning point in convincing emerging Russian players they can compete at the highest level.
Russian national teams can play football. Russian players can play football against Egypt, against Saudi Arabia. And this is the most important. You must believe your players for your country, and good motivation to be maybe after 5 years in national teams.
After decades of faltering steps, Russia is finally getting to watch its own star performers on football's biggest stage. Andy Richardson, Al Jazeera, Moscow.